So today has been bonkers. How you doing? Welcome to Moonshot Financial Academy, where you take your finances to the moon, and not only that, financial freedom. Yes, I'm talking about financial freedom. Everybody was screaming and hollering on Friday, oh, it's over. The run is over. The bubble is popped. Micron going to 400. Today we had stocks hit 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, 300%, 1,000%, and yes, we had one hit 2,000%. Went from $1.30 to how much? How much you think? To $20. $20. That would have turned your $1,000 investment to over $9,000 in one day. Now, did I invest that type of money on a crazy ass stock? No, but I did invest a couple hundred. And I could tell you, buddies and fellas and girls and gals, I made most of my money back today, if not all of it. Now, Friday, we had a big dip. I'm talking about terrorizing. Market lost $1 trillion in about a span of 30 minutes and did not recover. Broke through all support levels. Some people sold. Did I sell? No. I dropped about 10K more into my product, which is a stock. I de-risked from speculative and went to non-speculative. Now, what do I mean by that? Refined profits, gains, margins, debt being destroyed by cash flow, back orders for years, and product that is required to make but paid for. What does that tell me? There could be a bomb, an atom bomb. There could be the Strait of Hormuz blocked. And if, I'm getting messy, so sorry. If the economy busts, we got bigger things to worry. People sold. I said, don't sell. Buy more. More. As the famous Warren Buffett says, if you can't wake up and see your account down $2, $3, $4, $5, $6,000 down, you're in the wrong business. But guess what? As you see it down, things must come back up. But what type of stocks am I talking about? I'm not talking about your Mickey Mouse stocks. I'm talking about Marvell, SNDK, Micron, Western Digital, Seagate, IonQ, Rigetti, right? Intel, Microsoft. Didn't do so well. Google got smashed. So, what happened? Well, an outstanding recovery. Outstanding. If you held your positions, oh, you're really green today. You got bucks coming out of your ears. Now, let me tell you what made me hold and not sell. And I'm talking about on Friday, within 15 minutes, I was over $2,000 red. Did I panic? No. I froze. My blood froze. What did I do? I poured more money into my stocks. What did I pour money into? Not them pipi papa stocks. I poured money into Micron. I poured money into SNDK. I poured money into Marvell, Rigetti, DRAM, which is the ETF of all that has to do with memory chips. Poured money into Intel. What happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to explain. Discipline equals great decisions. What did I wait for? It broke through the support levels. Broke through them. But towards the end of the day, market closes on Fridays at 8. Around 7, what did you notice? Consolidation. Dips up, consolidation. That's not people selling, that's people pouring in money. Other people are panic selling, but these guys right here, they're pouring in money, they're holding the line. Right? When I woke up today, what's the first thing I did? I checked. Stuff that had pulled itself out of the hole and was green, I poured into the red. I DCF'd. DCA'd, I mean. Dollar cost averaged. I DCA'd my butt off. Now listen, this doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes we have 3, 4, a week of red. What do? You don't sell. If you believe in the company, and I believe in Micron, and I believe in SNDK. I also believe in Western Digital. I believe in NBIS. I believe in Marvell, NVIDIA, Microsoft. I believe in these companies. They've been around forever. Yes, they're tech heavy. Yes, some of them are high betas. Yes, when they crash, it's devastating. But guess what? If you don't think about today, okay? When you wake up and you see red, don't think about today. Think about tomorrow. Think about a week after. Go back in the chart and see what happened last time. Well, if you go back to Micron, SNDK, Marvell, Google, right? If you go back when the war started, they had a dip, $200-$300. I had a couple shares of SNDK. It dipped $200 each. One position was red, 700. Over 2K in red. I did not panic sell. What I did was buy more. I did de-risk. What is de-risking? You take companies that are not that profitable and more of speculative plays, and you take that loss and you throw that money into the what? The profitable ones. Waiting for the recovery. When the recovery comes, you're already there. You're not catching it on the way up. You're already there. Sometimes the recovery comes at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. By the time it recovers, like when it opened up last night, SNDK opened up $40 up in seconds. What are you going to buy? You're going to buy it then after it's already 40 up? No. You're going to be there. You're going to take the ride. That's why you invest money that you don't need immediately. Yes, it could have waited a week, 2 weeks. It could have been a month of red. But I would have held all the way down because I believe in a company. Let me ask you something. If there's a hurricane, do people stop buying Apple phones? If there's war and bombings, do people stop going to Walmart? Do people stop buying medication from Eli Lilly and losing weight? No. Sometimes they buy more. Do companies stop building AI infrastructure? No, they don't. Do the microchips stop going into the artificial intelligence? No. Does ASML stop producing product? Or does TSM stop shipping it? No. They don't. So, what do? You hold. Because let me tell you something. I used to go through the same thing. I used to dip $150, $200. I'd sell this. Then I'd sell that. By the time I finished selling, $400, $600, $700. Only to see it come back 3 days later, get back all the money, and then go to the moon without me. I got frustrated and I said, no more. I said, what would Warren Buffett do? So I looked him up. And his explanation went like this. He said, investing goes like this. You don't know what it's going to do. You could go with probabilities, right? You could speculate. All you have is revenue, cash flow, P ratio, beta. You can see how much it might be volatile. You could see what its earning per share is. You could see what its revenue is, what its cash flow. You could see its debt, what new acquisition is coming, what new federal plan they have, what government contract they have, what contracts they have, what backlog they have, who's buying what, how much are they buying, if they're making something, the last person that made it, how much did they make from it? You could see all that. But you don't know what the stock and what the person's going to do. A lot of people are going to panic sell. Banks are going to get out. They've already made their profit. The question is what you're going to do. Block out the noise. If I would have listened to people on Facebook, I would have sold everything. They said it was going to crash. They said it was going to be devastation. And yes, that might come, but who cares? 2 months later, it'll come back. A month later, it'll come back. A week later. In this case, over the weekend, it came back. Not only did it come back, it came back with a vengeance. Now tomorrow, yes, tomorrow might crash again. But that's not a problem. That's not an issue. The issue is, what are you going to do? And the question is an answer. And it's called, hold your ground. Hold your position. Okay? Now, market makers make it. And you want to be a market maker. Now, as you know, I will be having public groups. And I want you to be part of it. The more eyes, the better. See, when you have more eyes, we can have multiple screens going with multiple stocks, right? I usually could only watch about 4 to 8, maybe even 10 by myself. But if I have multiple people, we could watch 20, 50 at a time. Now, let me tell you how that works. If I don't see something, you see something. What are we looking for? We're looking for consolidation, right? We're looking for growing MACD, converging, right? We're looking for breaking VWAP, engulfing, right? Above moving averages. That's what we're looking for. That is the trigger man setup. You pull the trigger on that. And let's guess what can happen. You can make money with as little as $100. Right? Today, there was a stock about $1. I posted it in the group. It went 2,000%. Do you know where it started at? $1.30. $1.30. Do you know what it made it to? $20. Your $100 investment would have made you upwards of $900. You would have got it already. As a matter of fact, you would have got it a couple hours ago. You would have been done with today. $900 cash in your pocket, ready to go to the beach, ready to go to the gym and buy yourself your favorite colada or your favorite juice. And it would have been over with. But I need help and I need more eyes. I can only do so much myself. So I'm reaching out, telling my team who is willing to go to battle with me. And if the answer is you, then come to Moonshot, or we take finance to the moon. Listen, one of them, 50 cents. 2, $3. You can do a lot with $100 here. You can do something with 20. Start off with 20. More eyes, better. Okay? The whole thing here is teamwork. And what we're looking for, MACD, breaking VWAP, moving averages. You could do the 10, 20, 50, 100. 20, 50, 100, 120. We'll go over that later. Engulfing, taking out the prior highs. Right? Stay away from highness and oscillator, opening, break shorts. Right? Now, I've explained this many times. Yes, in the beginning, there are stocks that will be top of Bollinger and will keep going. But as you know, if the Bollinger shrinks, you're causing a mass rejection. So, what do I say? Do not get it at the top. That massive rejection will take your profit and put you in the hole. Today it happened to me at one time. I got a little bit close, got a rejection. Boom, jumped back in after the rejection liquidation candle, climbed it back up, took a profit. But that comes with time and execution. What do you do in the beginning? Start off with $1 and try to make 5 cents. Try to make 10 cents, 20 cents, 25 cents, and then one day make the whole dollar back. Now you're talking. Now that means you made 100%. 50 cents on 1,000 is $500. Now you're talking. We could do this 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Sometimes, today I had one, hit about 12% in 20 seconds. When you work your way up to 10 grand, that's $2,000 in 20 seconds. Darn it, you're getting paid $100 a second. What kind of job pays you that? Nothing. Only trading does. Support resistance P ratio beta. My life story. What else? MACD convergence, moving averages, engulfing, 3 little soldiers, dragon, shooting star get out, death cross get out, shrinking MACD get out, Bollinger shrinking get out. I will go over this crash course again for the new and well-welcomed family to Moonshot. We are a community that grows together. I'm not in this for the money. I'm not. I'm in it to make me some money. But me charge anybody? No. I want everybody to get good. I want everybody to grow. Because guess what? I know teams grow better than people by themselves. That's something that signifies strength. And with strength, like the Avengers, who could win against us? With that, God bless you guys. It's been another wonderful day. And remember, hold.